Bohm and Pribram have also suggested that many religious and mystical experiences, such as a feeling of transcendental oneness with the universe, may also be due to the accessing of the holographic realm. As they note, perhaps the reason so many great mystics of the past have talked about experiencing a feeling of oneness with all things is simply that they have learned how to reach that part of their minds in which all things really do possess cosmic unity.
The mechanism that information is transferred on a multidimensional level throughout not just this universe, but every universe, and that the information that is being conveyed is the same as what we would call consciousness. And that consciousness is the product of human interaction, or the interaction of any life form with a primordial source of knowledge, of wisdom, which I like to refer to as the mind of God. You know, something that is all information. Every aspect of life anywhere in the universe, not just in our universe, but every universe is contributing to this, and that this is the source, and that the conveyance of this information through the ether allows the manifestation of the physical reality.
As a layperson, I just see it as frequency. So for me, we're in a 3D frequency, which everything appears solid, but obviously, really, everything isn't solid in terms of what the science is showing us. It's all molecular, you know, that you go to the very atom and there's nothing actually solid at all. So it's only because we are perceiving it as solid simply because we're the same frequency as whatever it is around us. But if we could, that's why we can't see spirits. Or at least some of us can't see spirits because they're a different frequency, and extraterrestrials are a different frequency. So as we expand in our consciousness and awareness, the more we can see those other realities and frequencies.
The theory that reality, as we consciously experience it, is actually a hologram goes back to many ancient cultures around the world who believed that we exist in a dream or illusion.
One of the best examples of the ancients having an understanding of what we would call the holographic universe is the Hebrew Kabbalah. And this talks about the fact that the physical universe in which we live is merely emanations of a primordial divine source before he entered into the physical world. There was like this lightning bolt of activity that penetrated through into physical reality and penetrated through into humanity, and that we all have some facet of that original emanation within us.
Many of them said they got this from the sun gods, you know, whatever. They knew that the material world was actually the result of a deeper reality. And this deeper reality is actually a field of information that's occurring at the quantum scale. And so what we see in our world is really the iceberg tip of what reality is. And those discoveries meet nicely with some of these ancient knowledge about the deeper meaning of reality.
Assuming that we're living in a holographic reality, what then are the implications for humanity?
The implication of living in a holographic universe would essentially mean that we are part of a larger, higher dimensional object. And it would be prudent for us to figure out what that object is, because in theory, if we could get and understand that object in its entirety, we would be able to know what direction humanity is headed. We would be able to see the universe front and back. We would essentially time travel in many respects if you could actually see the entire, let's say, four-dimensional object that we're a part of, or a higher dimensional object. And so it would be kind of like finding the cheat codes to the Matrix.
If we could understand that we exist within a multiverse and that overlaid on our own physical reality are multiple other universes, quite literally, then an understanding of this process could bring us closer to the intelligences and thus the knowledge and wisdom that may be held by beings, consciousness, intelligences as a whole that exist within these other realms. So to try and find out the route back to the original source could then take us beyond that into these other universes.
We are multidimensional beings, and we have so much more potential to direct the course of things here. So rather than being in reaction to all these outer circumstances that we're presented with in our world, we can shift into being more realizing that we are at cause. And through our consciousness and through our remembering of who we really are and the potential that's within us and the fact that we are the source of this, then that is when we can really shift the course of things. That is when we can really start to put in new codes and new information into this hologram and then manifest it here in this physical reality.
The takeaway, if we believe that this is a holographic universe and we're all part of it, is not to take life too seriously, to enjoy the adventure, and to realize that it's offering us so much awareness and understanding, and that at the end of the day, it's far better to see your reality in that way than as a victim of it, because it's quite exciting down here.